Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm AmandaMuse and we are going to be talking all about fitness and health and what I've been doing because I have made some serious changes since the fall. It was long overdue, and you know what? I don't think that there's ever like a moment where you need to consider that you failed at something. Life ebbs and flows. Am I right? And over the course of my life, I have been fitter than others. I've been pregnant. I've been 70 pounds up. I've been 10 pounds underweight. Like, it varies, okay? And what I'm finding that now, at 35 years old, I would like to implement some changes into my life that are gonna stick. It's not a fad. I'm not doing anything that's like a flash in the pan. I'm just starting to seriously take my health seriously. Sorry that I said that word twice, but I think you get what I'm saying. So without further ado, let's jump into it. I'm not going to go too far in the history books because you're going to find a bunch of videos right up here in the eye, or maybe it's here. I never point in the right direction. But I have documented health journeys in my life in the past. Now where I'm at is that I have two school-age children. My son is in senior kindergarten and my daughter is in third grade. And I work from home, and I'm realizing that in order for me to be the best version of myself, I really need to take care of myself. And when I don't, it shows. I fall into a little bit of a dip and it's hard for me to get out of it. And so end of 2018, early 2019, I really started to go for it with the fitness. I joined a gym. I was changing how I was eating, and oh my God, did I see some changes. And then a whole bunch of shit happened. We bought a house. Our son had to have his tonsils and adenoids removed. It was hard. I didn't have a workspace like this whole space, which PS, I'll be doing a reveal quite soon. But then the fall came, and I've noticed in the past few years that once the fall arrives, I'm real good until about the end of October. The days start getting shorter. I live in Ontario in Canada, so you start to get the seasonal shift and my mood is impacted. And it really sucked. And then I had some personal things going on which really just compounded the situation. And essentially, I kind of crawled into a little hole, covered myself with leaves, and just sat there for a minute. Well, in that process, when I finally stood up out of the hole, I'm 10 pounds heavier. My mood is really shit. I'm not eating what I should be eating. I honestly am feeling terrible. So, similar to the end of 2018, I said, that's enough of this. I know what I need to be doing, and I know I can be better. And I said to myself, Amanda, you deserve to feel better in your life. If you write down on paper all the things that you have in terms of love and community and support, I've got the things. What is not working? Because I was feeling pretty low. And I just decided to start moving my body. So I started here at home. I put down my yoga mat right in my office here, and I had some weights, and I just started working out. But just to kind of bring you up to speed to where I am now, I started using the Sweat app, which is part of the BBG program. I've heard a lot of people talk about that over the last couple of years, really. And I tried it. And I used their beginner program, which was a really wonderful tool to get me back into the habit of moving my body and to really think about healthy movement and tracking your exercise and getting into that mode again. I also have a Fitbit, and I love Fitbit, and everybody that I love has one. My dad has one. I'm pretty sure my mom has one. My kids both have the trackers, the ones for kids. My husband has one. I find that my fitness tracker is a huge, huge component of my fitness because I personally love seeing it be tracked, and I feel proud of myself when I see that at the end of the week I almost hit 100,000 steps. That's really exciting to me. Back to the program, I was using the Sweat app, the beginner program, and I really enjoyed it. I must admit though, I started to get a little bored, and I felt like once my fitness got back up to where I was before, I didn't want to use it anymore. And I do like the way that the program is set up in the sense that it really helps you have a great fitness regimen. So it gets you into the habit of stretching before and after your workout, documenting your body as it changes and gets stronger, and you can see, the progress you're making, feeling like you're part of a community. I love all of that. But one of my favorite fitness, fitness ladies, Whitney Simmons, went and launched her own app, which I'm obsessed with. I love it. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles that the Sweat app has, but it's okay because I track all of my fitness on my own. And I just really like going in there and having the structured fitness programs that I can do at the gym or at home. I love Whitney Simmons. I love her physique. I love her attitude toward fitness. And I just love her workouts. I have been following her on Instagram for a long time. And that's one of the hacks that I use when I go to the gym. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not a fitness instructor, but I like to follow a structured, do 10 sets of this and 10 sets of that. So that's what I'm doing right now. I try to go to the gym like 5 times a week, which might seem excessive, but I do work from home and I allocate time in my day to do that. And since I've now sort of gotten comfortable with my fitness level where I'm at, I'm not working out at home as much. And I feel far more confident now to be back at the gym, because sometimes I feel like there's a confidence level that comes with like feeling good at the gym. And I'm back into it, and I'm in that groove now of like feeling good and excited about fitness every day. It takes time. I think it took me like 5 weeks. So if you're like 3 weeks into working out and you still like just feel like you're dragging your ass, it'll come, okay? I promise. And I feel really good. So without further ado, I'm gonna jump into your questions and hopefully I'll be able to tackle as much as possible. And if I'm not able to answer all the questions in this video, I guarantee I'll be making another one. A friend of mine, Marcin, he says, how do you not eat everything in your path after an incredible workout? Okay, this is valid because you do a really hard workout and you're like, I'm just famished, right? Coming back to what I was saying at the beginning of the video, paying real close attention to what I'm eating, I'm trying to eat better. So foods that are slow burn. We've been having energy balls, so I'll bring an energy ball with me to the gym, and then I have my protein shake when I get home, or like today I was at the gym and I had to run to the dentist, so I bought a protein shake, like a mixed one. It was not great, but I drank half of it and it just fills you up full of protein, and then you feel full and your body it's like slower to burn off the energy that you've just consumed, so you feel okay. I'm trying to always have snacks, apples, I already said the energy balls. I also plan my workouts between meals. So after a really great workout, if Dean's with me, we'll often go for lunch and have like a nice bowl of pho. But protein and just being ready, like planning your food. Fra Liao said, meal planning ideas. If you missed it, I have a video that I just put out there and it's loaded full of tips and apps that I'm using and how I've been planning all of this. So click the I, you know the drill, one side or the other, and it'll link you to that. It was a week of meals and I made, 5, was it 5? I think I shared 5 weeknight meals. And that was the first week that I had started planning and prepping. And it's now like week 5 or 4. And we're still going strong. In fact, my 30-day free trial for the Plan to Eat app that I was using just expired. And I actually bought the year. I never buy apps. Like, look at me talking about 2 apps that I've purchased. So that just goes to show you, like, I'm really seeing this investment in my health as a priority. It's been something my whole life that or adult life, I should say, I've just never been able to get my shit together to like get proper meals on the table. Dean's a great cook. I never considered myself a good cook. The fact is, I can whip up a great meal. I can follow a recipe to a T and it tastes delicious. And so I'm just really flexing that strength that I have. And check out that video. It'll give you a lot more tips about what I've been up to. How do you find motivation to work out? This is Sophie. Honestly, I've said this before and people always say this and I always think it sounds like garbage, but it is so true. Once you start working out, once your body starts to produce those feel-good hormones, is it endorphins? Is it dopamine? That might be something else. It is addictive. Like, I feel so good. I feel alert. I feel like I'm feeding my body the right foods. It's functioning as it should be. I'm regular as heck. Like, I just feel good. And I love that feeling of like, your muscles are a bit tired because you've worked them really hard. I love the feeling of seeing all the little circles closed on my app. I know, like on the iPhone or the iWatch or Apple Watch, whatever it's called, like circles actually close. On the app, it does that on Fitbit. I love having Fitbit challenges with my dad and my kids even. So it just feels damn good. And I'm like, if this feels so good, I want it every day. if not almost every day, you know? And feeling like it's so exciting to see what your body can do. And it's a different type of challenge, you know? I don't know, but like I'm not at an age where I'm like doing track meets or having, you know, dance-offs with friends or something exciting and fun. I don't know, dance-off came to mind, but you know what I'm saying. So this is a really fun way to challenge yourself physically, and it feels so exciting when you bench press a certain amount, or you deadlift a certain amount, or you're seeing like the definition in your biceps. Like, it's all very exciting, and I find that extremely motivating. Just Jessie B, there was Mashid Kanfar. They both were asking, like, where do I find my exercises? Like, how do I, know what I'm doing, kind of thing. There's a lot of ways you can pay for apps, which I've done that way, and I enjoy that way. You can also follow some of your favorite fitness people on Instagram, which I personally like to do, because when I'm at the gym, I can just slide through their videos and they show you how to do the workout, and they give you, the workout program at the bottom, and I'll do a full one of those. Or sometimes I do let's say I do an upper body and then I'll add an ab workout. Or I like to find, cardio routines to switch it up on the treadmill, so I'm not just walking for half an hour. I need to be constantly entertained almost. I need to switch it up. I do get very bored at the gym. So that's what I like to do. If you are working out from home, there are so many incredible workouts on YouTube. I love to take rest days, and when I do, I like to do workout from home, usually a yoga routine. Yoga with Adrienne, one of my favorites. I'll link her channel below, although you probably know who she is. She's got a really chill vibe. I think we'd be such good friends. But I love her workouts, and I like to do those. There's also cool little HIIT workouts. I mean, there's so much. A channel that I really like for at-home workouts is Fitness Blender. It's a husband and wife duo. I feel like they just have a lot of a variety. You can do kickboxing, Dean and I did one day. We also did some kettlebell workouts, so there's a lot of options. Jessica Holdsworth said, "Where's the poutine, Amanda?" Girl, I just had a poutine on Sunday. Listen, I'm all about moderation. So, even The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, he even says, who is fit as fuck, right? Excuse my French, but hello. He works out, I think 5 days a week, and he loves the way his body looks, but he also says, you can't reduce your calorie intake and be working out all the time and never have a cheat day, or a day where you're eating foods that you enjoy, or drinking that glass of wine or 2 or 3 or whatever. So on Sunday, I took my daughter skating. We had a little mommy-daughter date. It was so fun. Actually, I shared a little video on Instagram if you want to go check it out. And we had a treat beforehand. She loves tacos. I had a poutine, and then we went skating, and then we had a little Starbucks treat after, and I had a cookie. I'm not depriving myself, I love to eat those things. What I have been doing, however, is, making burgers at home and being, conscious of the food and ingredients I'm putting into the burger, for example, instead of going and swinging through the drive-thru and adding a Coke and adding fries and add. It's I'm making my own meals at home. I'm sure this question will come up, but kind of related to the poutine thing and, prioritizing meal planning and meal prep and all of that, is naturally I've been paying attention to the food that's going into my body and the impact that it has. And a nice feature on the Fitbit is that you can track your food intake. So I started doing that about a month ago. And it's not something I intend on keeping up forever, but it's been a nice shift to really pay attention to what I'm eating, how much of it that I'm eating and drinking. And, I love me some Coca-Cola, full fat Coke, and all of these things, and how it's impacting my body. So I've been attempting to reduce my sugar intake. I'm not a huge fan of eating sweets, but I do love Coke, and that has a lot of sugar in it. Over the last 6 weeks, both Dean and I, and actually, we go into this in a podcast if you're curious, so I'll link that below, and his reasons for changing his lifestyle, which, P.S. update, the man has lost 8 pounds. I am shocked. We have reduced our dairy intake, we have reduced our red meat intake, and I have been really attempting to reduce my sugar intake and really paying attention to portion size. So I don't deprive myself. I eat my 3 meals a day, but in the afternoon when I start to dip, instead of reaching for a bagel, which is delicious, I get myself an apple and I chop it up and I put some peanut butter on the side and I have a nice herbal tea, and at the end of it, you know, that actually provides me with more energy and is better for my body than, you know, the piece of lemon cake that's sitting on the counter. The point I'm trying to make is that when it's a slow transition, your body and your brain has a chance to adapt to the lifestyle that you're trying to create, and there's less of a failure rate because it's just becoming part of your day. It doesn't have to be this super extreme experience. You tailor it to your physical capabilities, your needs, your goals. So that's my one thing, is this summer, I really, really, really need to continue to prioritize my health and feeling good. And I feel like by the summer, the habits will be in place in such a way with the food, with the planning, with the meal preparation and everything, that I'll be in a good place. So that's something that I'm really trying to pay attention to. So much so, actually, that I'm tempted to actually sign up for a 5K this summer so that I don't fall off the map. I am not a runner. I do run on the treadmill in intervals type of thing, so I'm not like really equipped to do a 5K, I don't think. But it's something in my mind that I'm like, if I set myself up for a 5K, then I'm gonna work towards that goal. And if that run is in July, then I gotta keep working out till July, you know? Because once the kids get back to school and September rolls around, I always fall back into a really great routine. And I think I just gotta give myself a little bit of grace, but also be proactive. You feel me? That's it, guys. That is my fitness update for February 2020. I hope you enjoyed it. Talking about the Day of Love, which is tomorrow. How about we love this. We love the self. We put some love back inwards into what we eat, into how we take care of our bodies, because damn, I'm feeling good. Like, comparison to how I felt in November, I feel like a whole different person, honestly, a whole different person. All right, guys, thank you for your support. Thank you for your questions. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. I'm gonna see you in a week. All right, guys, bye.